What's going on, YouTube? This is Jim Afanis, aka Viper Magic, and today I want to talk to you about the Nintendo E3 2015 extravaganza. So it's no surprise that Nintendo bowed out of E3 a few years ago and gave up this big keynote. Instead, have opted for the smaller Nintendo Directs, which I actually really enjoy because you're constantly getting big announcements throughout the year as opposed to waiting for one action-packed hour and a half to 2 hour long tech extravaganza. Now, they both have their merits, and I am a little disappointed that Nintendo can't do both, and I'm actually disappointed that Sony and Microsoft don't have more large announcements throughout the year. But everybody knows that E3 is the granddaddy of them all in terms of video game conferences. So, Nintendo, who's been, in my opinion, won E3 last year, even though they weren't even really there, just with the slew of amazing games that they had to play at the conference and the slew of amazing news that was coming out around the time. They have kind of already set the bar pretty high this year, announcing that they're going to be bringing back the Nintendo World Championships. Now, if you're not really familiar with what that is, that was a one-off in 1990, and basically they invited all these gamers from around the world to play in these specially programmed small instanced levels. So instead of playing the entire game of, I don't know, Rad Racer or whatever it was, they just had a small little instance, and it was all on one cartridge. And it's funny because those cartridges are ultra rare to find. I've seen them selling for as much as almost 100 grand on eBay. They're very, very hard to come by, just solely as a collector's item. I mean, it's not even the full game, but you know how nostalgia and mementos and, you know, collecting things and all the posters and banners I have around here. You know how that goes. We're crazy people. Anyways, my point is, Nintendo, I think, has a really good opportunity this year to relive some of that magic. Now, they don't have a crazy movie coming out like they did back in the 90s. That movie was called The Wizard. It starred Fred Savage, and it was about this boy who took this trek across the country to go play at this Nintendo Championship. It was also the debut of Super Mario Bros. 3, which at the time was not available in the United States, so everybody got to be teased by that in the movie theater, and it, of course, built up hype and anticipation. So yes, we don't have this great movie coming out, but what better opportunity for Nintendo to build up hype than to include some games that are not yet released, such as Star Fox, or maybe a new Metroid, or the unfortunately delayed Legend of Zelda. Why not put those games in the Nintendo World Championship this year? Can you imagine the hype people would get if they saw that? And the tournament itself really doesn't matter. I don't care who the king of Nintendo is. I mean, it really means nothing to me. And a lot of these eSports are fun to watch just for the sake of watching the game, but a lot of their, you know, most notable heroes are easily forgotten, at least by me. And it's no knockoff against the players who put their heart and soul into this and make the game great. But the reality is, who won BlizzCon who won the StarCraft tournament 2 or 3 years ago? That's my point. So I'm not so concerned about the tournament so much itself as a gamer as I am the excitement and the buzz around the actual competition. And I'm excited, and I hope that Nintendo takes this as another opportunity to unveil something new to really get everybody's attention. And let's face it, there are not these big world game tournaments. Now, in a video I did a few weeks ago, I mentioned that YouTube was actually going to be unveiling something at E3, some new streaming service, and they were stepping up into eSports. About a month or so ago, Heroes of the Storm, which was then branded as Heroes of the Dorm, was the college tournament that was actually aired on ESPN2. That got a lot of national exposure. And no one can deny that League of Legends and Dota and even games like Counter-Strike and Team Fortress all have a very strong eSports presence. So Nintendo's stepping back into E3 at this time in the grand scheme of video game, the lifeblood of video gaming. Just at this exact moment when esports is on the verge of blowing up to even larger proportions, is incredibly smart on their part. So my hat's off to them for putting that together. I think this tournament's going to be really cool, and if they're smart, as I mentioned, I hope that they take this opportunity to unveil something new to build up the base, because let's face it, Nintendo, Wii U, and the 3DS are amazing systems that really more the Wii U has been really undersold and underperformed significantly. And even though you've got some amazing games coming out for it and amazing games that recently came out for it, like Mario Kart and Smash, it's still kind of the elephant in the room. You know, it's the thing that like everybody has, we don't really talk about, and it's not a first console system. It's a great second console behind your favorite. If you have a PlayStation guy or an Xbox guy, they usually have a Wii. That's not their go-to console. That's just something you do when you're tired of playing Destiny or something. You know what I mean? So this is a great opportunity for Nintendo to reemerge in at least to some capacity as a industry leader, which they once were years ago. So I'm very, very excited for this, and I'm curious to see how this plays out. I know they're going to be doing a partnership with Best Buy. They're going to be doing some more events, which is really, really cool. I'll go check that out. I think this is a great opportunity to make some of those crazy demo discs again, get people reinvested in the product, unveil new games in this tournament capacity, because all eyes are on Nintendo. We want to see what they're doing. And I mean, the whole amiibo craze in the last year, and you've probably seen some of my videos where I'm half asleep, is because we're waiting in line for these stupid things. I mean, Nintendo's the hot product right now, and this is a great opportunity for them to continue forth with that momentum. So, what I want to hear from you guys is, what do you guys think about the Nintendo World Championship? Is it something you're excited in? Do you even care? Do you feel it like me? It could be a great opportunity for Nintendo to unveil some great new games? Or are they just going to continue to show off the games that they've had in the last year and show how polished the experience is and hope that they can grant new fans that way? Or is this not even a ploy at all to gain new fans, and it truly is just a championship just because they want to get their name out there and they're not going to be at E3? Let me know. As always, I want to thank you guys for watching. Please do me a favor. Comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about this video and other future videos I can do. And as always, I appreciate the healthy discussion and the comments below. And I do read and respond to all of them. And it's really, really good dialogue. So thank you so much for that. And until next time, I will eagerly await the Nintendo World Championship. And I will see you guys on the other side.